live from Johnny's Donut Studios in beautiful downtown San Diego. This is the Mad Bomber podcast with the Oracle. And let's watch this video. Pisses you guys off. You want to get pissed off right off the bat? Because we need to get pissed off this weekend.
There, just call it tight on. Holding, late hits, whatever you see.
One flags on 26 and 78.
Every drive.
That's a lot of laundry, man.
No way! He just opened a whole duffel of cash to the officials. Kansas has paid off the refs, and Detroit's touchdown is ruled illegal motion.
Dude, the fucking ref's helping him up.
Oh, this is the one right here. Boom!
Oh my God.
Quarterbacks here.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness.
I was there. I was pissed off when I was watching that. I remember that.
Chris, this is absolutely not a foul. The competition committee 2 years in a row has
Take off to his right. And then slide down. They're going to throw a flag on that.
They should throw a flag on each of the players for hitting each other.
I mean, it was a late slide, but they throw the flag, and it was Clay Martin who threw it.
Of course it was.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Defense number 39.
Oh, come on.
15-yard penalty.
I'm with you, Oracle.
He's
As soon
a
as they
runner,
start
and,
running, they're a runner now.
I could not disagree with that one more.
They are.
He barely gets
No
hit.
longer
That's the second
quarterbacks.
penalty now that's been called against the Texans.
And Troy, I agree with you. There's no forcible contact to the head neck area of him. The two Houston players hit each other. That should not have been a foul.
And if they've got to address it in the offseason. You can't, as a quarterback, run around and play games with defenders and then get.
Look at how far back he is.
It's unbelievable. He's basically looks like he's in punt coverage. I mean, he's a wingback at that point.
Look at this.
I was
Bring
at
around
that
the
game.
Rosie.
I'm standing in that corner. I
I've
swear,
never
I was so pissed.
seen that before in my life. A little carousel kick it to Patrick.
What's up, bro? You gonna do this? All right, buddy. Love you.
Let's go get some Kansas City barbecue after the game,
After the
ref.
play like Mahomes did, he would have been hit with a taunting penalty.
You know what? You're probably right.
Look at this. Boom!
Oh.
Watch number 11, everybody. Watch number 11. Hey, everybody. Hey, stop holding.
No
Look at the
holding
ref.
call.
Look at the ref. Oh. I've seen them do that to Max all the time.
I mean,
Right.
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, Johnny. I mean, now the thing I worry about, are you speaking something into existence that could happen this Sunday?
Yes.
I really hope not. I would like for it to be, as they say in Harry Potter, a nice, clean game. But when you're playing the Chiefs and you have the reputation that Patrick Mahomes has with the refs, you just never quite know.
It's to me, it's I've seen enough. It's like, it's the Steph Curry rule too. I mean, I'm a Warrior fan, and sometimes I'm like, come on, man, that's just not cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we are back. We are live here in San Diego, myself and the Oracle. We're going to be breaking down some tape tonight, and what we're going to be looking at first and foremost is the effect that Ashton Jeanty does for the Raiders. What he's doing for the Raiders, and let's just go right into it. You don't want to hear me talk. Okay, Oracle. What do we got?
So
right here?
first of all, we got Trey Tucker, who's lined up as a wingback, and they're in a 2x2 set where we got Mayer on the line, and then we got two receivers to the left. Looks like the Titans are going to be in cover 4 right here, and the good thing, I want people to watch Trey Tucker when the ball is snapped. He's going to get a very good block on the safety that's going to come into play right here, the 8th man in the box. And Janty's going to be able to read that. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, whoops.
This is the pass. Yep.
Well, this is a good point right here because here's the thing. When you watch the Titans game this weekend, you saw Ashton Jeanty really take over the game with his yards after contact and really be able to drive defenders forward. That it really sets up the play action game that the Raiders have. And if you see the linebackers here of the Titans, they really played the run right here. And then that allows Trey Tucker to just loop around when he runs an out route across the line of scrimmage. And he's wide open. No one's covering him. And he's able to just be wide open, get some nice yards after catch because he's going to break a tackle.
And you know what? Here's the one that you're going to be that you wanted to see first. And I kind of set it up. I apologize. There you go.
No, you're good. Yeah.
Okay, so here you go. Looks like we got same thing.
Yeah, same formation pretty much right here. Only Trey Tucker, he's lined up off the ball. He's not a wing back. He's the actual receiver. But I want people to pay attention to him on the safety that is down in the box right here on the Titans.
And that's going to be number
37, it looks like.
Perfect. Here we go. Watch this.
Yeah. So right in front of Trey Tucker right here. We got this ball snapped, and then look at Tucker set the edge right here. And then when he sets the edge, the real beauty of this play is that L'Jarius Sneed is going to be the corner on the bottom of the screen, and Jeanty's able to see that. He's able to see that there's 8 men that are playing the run, and he's able to bounce it outside. And when Jeanty's able to identify a corner one-on-one in a matchup in the run game, that makes Jeanty just salivate. And he's able to kind of run horizontally, be able to build up a little space between him and the corner, and then he's able to just take the corner for a ride for about 10 to 12 yards.
And that's what I like that's what I'm seeing Jeanty in the last 2 weeks. Well, I'm going to say 3 weeks because I noticed it in the Bears game. He did it really, really well. And that same thing on a 64-yarder. I can't hear anything. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody said that they can't hear anything. So anyway, so check this out. So let's watch this again.
All right. So 37, he's the guy on the bottom left of the screen. He's going to move down to be the 8th man in the box. He's going to be lined up right on Tucker. And then ball's going to snap right here, and Tucker is going to block the outside part of 37. And then Jeanty's lined up one-on-one on L'Jarius Sneed. And L'Jarius, this isn't his game. He's a guy who used to play for Kansas City, really good cover corner. He got paid a lot of money by Tennessee 2 off seasons ago to cover. But, good thing Kurt could hear us now.
Yeah,
so
no, that was another one of my friends. He said he couldn't hear us. But
okay.
He's a boomer.
He's a boomer, yeah. He has a hard time with the audio, so he's got to get his grandkid in on it. But anyways, with L'Jarius Sneed, he's not there to really want to be in run support. He wants to cover. But when you force a guy like that in run support, Jeanty's really able to take advantage of that.
So let's watch this. Let's watch this now. Now you're looking at it from the end zone, and watch the offensive line. And then watch the 2 butts of 50 and 33 on this.
Yeah, so Tucker's going to motion across. He's going to be the wing back, and they're thinking it's run right here. They're
see, I got look at how good I am with that red. Is that
badass? Nice.
So
arrow.
Look where everybody's going right now.
This is outside zone right here.
Outside zone.
Looks like it.
And now look at right here. Now I'm going to get pissed off here, but wait till the play's over. And then look at this.
Nice. Bootleg, Tucker in space.
What a great move.
Makes another guy miss. Nice block by Mayer there.
Yeah, that's and let's watch that block because nope. All he did was get in the way. Doesn't have
just
to,
a little bit.
It doesn't have to hit him in the back. He's just, excuse me, sir. And there's no flag on that. But
nice
I'm going to show you.
I'm going
to show you something that we talk about it all the time. We talk about eating when you're on the field, right?
Yes.
Okay. Watch somebody that's not eating. And it pisses me off. And he's on the Raiders. Okay. And then look, who's just standing there?
Can you point it out to me who's standing there? I didn't quite see it.
Okay, let's go back.
Is it a lineman or is it a receiver?
A couple of them. Look at this.
Okay.
Watch 61.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, that is a part of the team problem. We saw it on special teams, and we're gonna watch it again. Here, let's watch again. And
Oh, you're talking about Meredith.
I'm talking about Meredith. I don't like
Yeah.
that. What happens if the ball's fumbled? You ever see guys? You know what? Max Crosby always goes down, and then look, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Okay. What happens if he fumbles it right here and people start running, going the other way? Now it's a touchdown. What if you saved it, and then next thing you know, you saved a touchdown? I think that's, in my opinion, that's a problem that the Raiders have had a lot. They've been. Facebook does have audio problems. Okay, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. And as a matter of fact, anybody that's having problems, go to YouTube. It's at Mad Bomber Podcast for me, Oracle, and myself. And go ahead and subscribe and like if you want. I don't care if you say like or not. I'm not that guy. Subscribe, and then it's easier for you. And then you can talk shit on my comment page. But what I see is what I'm having a problem with, Oracle, is that there's and I'm going to pull that tape up when you filibust here soon of the special teams, because we show that.
Yeah.
Thank you, David Freitas, my Portuguese guy. That boy's got a big old fat ass linguiça sandwich thing.
Ooh.
Hot dogs are $2.99, and linguiça is on the roll right now. Now we'll start getting comments, Oracle.
And don't forget your peanuts too.
My peanuts. But let's go ahead and let's watch that play again. Where he's going to run for the ball. We got the same look, basically the same look. Trey Tucker, boom, nice play. Look at, he's playing the whole time.
Yes.
Okay, and that edge, because he set that edge, that's a big gain.
Big gain. Yeah, and
game.
Exactly. This is what you got. If you want to be a good running team, you need to have the 10 or the 9, because Geno Smith's not going to be involved, but you want to have the other 9 guys involved on blocking. It's not just the 5 linemen. You got to make sure that the receivers, along with the tight ends, are doing the dirty work and really contributing to make sure that everyone's getting a hat on a hat, and that allows Janty to be set up with a corner, a guy who really doesn't want to tackle. He just wants to cover. In order to get a nice game, because Janty could take that corner along for a nice little ride. All
right, let's go to the next. Let's go ahead and take a look at. I thought this was a great play. Back in the day, I used to see Jake Plummer run this play. A little bit different, but it was the same.
Ooh. Bringing back the Denver snake right there.
See, boom. Remember that?
Ooh.
He'd roll out into flood the zone, find the open guy.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think about getting Geno off the getting him out of the A gap every time? It just, to me, it always, if you're pinning your ears back, and even it works if you're running the ball well, or maybe not running the ball well when they're stacking the line. Jake Plummer used to, the Shanahans, they would always do that fake bootleg, run around, go to Jake Plummer was slow as hell. But he would flood that zone, and you'd have a tight end running across, a wide receiver running across, and then the running back was just chipped and stayed right there. Yeah. He was his security blanket. I don't understand why we don't run that a lot. And then I'm going to ask you another question, Oracle. Why do the Raiders not run draws or screens? Is this an issue of line, or is it an issue of Geno Smith?
That's a good question. It might be a little bit of both. Again, when you're running an offense, there's only so much practice time that you have now with the new CBA. Mm-hmm. So you can't practice anything. You're limited when it comes to padded practices. So clearly Chip Kelly, look, they're paying Chip Kelly a lot of money. So he better come in with a plan. And if he wants to be work on a couple of things, sometimes it's like having a restaurant. You can only specialize in a little bit you can only have a couple things in the menu, kind of like the French Laundry. You can't be this diner back in the East Coast where they have like 5 pages on the menu. You could get a little bit of this, that, and the third. Sometimes you just got to be able to practice what you want to do well. And with the Raiders, they really want to practice the inside zone and the outside zone, mix in a little bit of gap schemes here and there, a little bit of bootlegs and play action. it incorporates a lot of motion to get into these 3-by-1 sets. So the defense is able to understand that, hey, we can't just key in on certain route combinations. If they're running shifts and motions, that throws a lot at the linebackers and everyone in the secondary for them to pick up on what the actual route combination is. On that play there in particular, they run a play called fast to the flat. So this is a play that's been very popular this season in football. I've kind of watched it.
Are you talking about, you're talking about the Raiders?
Yeah, well, the play the Raiders run right here is they're running fast to the flat. And this isn't a play I see the Raiders run particularly a lot. I see a lot of teams run this, and it's been very popular this year. So they don't even pretend. Geno's under center. They don't even pretend to hand the ball off. Ashton Jeanty's going to take off right to the flat, and it's going to be a rollout pass play. So they're getting Geno on the move. The D-line can't just pin their ears back and know where the quarterback is. And the good thing about having Ashton Jeanty is he's able to attract a lot of attention. If you see, there's about 2 guys, the corner's going to Jeanty, there's a safety going to Jeanty, and then there's a big D tackle that's on Geno, and then there's 45 right there who's also looking at Geno. And then Michael Mayer initially blocks on the play, but because it's not a run, it's a play action. It's not even a play action, but a little rollout. He's able to just kind of sneak in to the second level of the defense, and he's wide open. 50's coming to chase him, but he's too late. And Geno's able to recognize this and get the ball to him. This is a really good play drawn up by Chip Kelly right here, knowing that the defense is going to pay a lot of attention to Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah, and that's and on 4th down, that's a great play because he's not sitting back there. The defense, and especially, I believe that Chip Kelly dumbed this game down for Geno, got him to get rid of the ball quicker, out into the flat a little bit more. And I really like this play. I like it a lot.
Me too.
And it floods the zone. And you know what? On a 4th down, that was a great play call. Great play call. Well, since since both me and the Oracle love Trey Tucker so much.
Yes.
Let's watch this one.
Oh, here we go. So Titans are in cover 6 here. The bottom of the screen, the corner, is in cover 4. And he backs off, and Geno has a quick throw to Trey Tucker right here. And Trey Tucker is able to just make a guy miss. And Trey Tucker's got that speed to where we saw it kind of on the play action pass earlier, but now they're able to get him on the perimeter. And again, he makes a corner miss, kind of like how Ashton Jeanty did. And it's another big play for the Raiders. So this, again, another good play call by Geno being able to identify that he has a one-on-one matchup here. The slot corner is going to go with the slot receiver, and he's going to identify that Trey Tucker's one-on-one. The corner is backpedaling because this is cover 6 defense by the Titans. The corner at the top of the screen is playing cover 2. He's playing press on Jakobi Meyers, but the corner at the bottom of the screen is in cover 4. So he is backpedaling to his deep quarter of the field. Geno's able to not stare down Trey Tucker initially.
Look at his head right now. That's why I stopped it.
Yeah.
Look at his head.
Left.
And look at where your 2 deep safeties are looking. Where are they looking? They're looking right at Geno. If I'm safety, that's where I'm looking.
They're not looking at Trey Tucker. So Geno
now
flips
he looks towards Michael Mayer.
Yeah.
Okay. Now read 3. Boom. That's where he got it off. Now we're going one-on-one. Look at Michael Mayer. He's working. He's working.
Yeah.
Michael Mayer's working, not like Jordan Meredith did on that one play. Michael Mayer was working. And I like that. I kind of it's one of those things where if you're on the field, and I mean, these guys should be conditioned very well. But I think that if you're going to be there out on the field, can you at least jog towards the play? I mean, the ball comes out. You could be the last line of defense, So I know that we're not big on PFF, but the Oracle and I aren't big on PFF. We just don't care for it. But there was two studies this week, and this was the run block in Johnson Powers Johnson's way up there, especially he hasn't played the whole season, but he has enough snaps to get him in there. He has 101 snaps, and that's a pretty good rate. And I mean, I'm okay well, I won't show PFF pass blocking because Alex and I have talked about this. They get that out. It's like it's sample size. In fact, Alex can explain it more, but what it is, it's very inaccurate. I saw where they had charged JPJ with the sack, and it wasn't his. In fact, me and the Oracle talked about it against the Chicago game where he had inside, and it looked like he missed his man, but that was a DJ Glaze thing. That was a DJ Glaze thing. So it's not always accurate, but on run blocks, it's pretty accurate. I do like the way that JPJ's playing. Oracle and I have he's possibly thinks that he'll be back at center. I always think if there's smoke, there's fire. I'd like to keep him at guard. And we're going to discuss that a little bit right now. Alex, what do you think? And it's a two-part question. Would you move him to center, or would you go in the draft? And we don't ever talk draft this early, but what would you think about moving Meredith back to guard and get yourself a center, or do you want JPJ as a center?
Well, JPJ was really good in college as a center. He was the Remington Award winner. However, something with Pete Carroll and Brendan Carroll and the rest of the offensive coaching staff believes he's better at guard right now. Now, I don't know how much they think that Meredith is better at center and as opposed to guard, and they kind of know that JPJ, he could play guard and center, but we really think to have our best five out there on the field right now, that incorporates Jordan Meredith at center. Look, if they're able to go out and get a center in the draft that only plays center, and they believe he could come in, because I think maybe there was an issue where they thought JPJ was having a hard time, whether it was the line calls, being able to get everyone else lined up as a center. There's a lot of communication that goes on as a center where they thought, you know what, let's just put him at guard. Let's just have him not focus on the communication. Let's just have him focus on winning reps, whether it's pass block reps or run block reps. But maybe if it's next year and it's year 3 and he's able to go into the off season and JPJ's like, you know what, I'm going to get better at my communication. I'm going to really take whether it's a quote unquote leadership role and really be the guy at center this year. That way, maybe if the Raiders wanted to draft a tackle at the top of the draft, maybe they move either DJ Glaze into guard and they could move JPJ to center, or they take the tackle that they draft at the top, move him at guard. It can offer some flexibility. Now, it's good that JPJ has this flexibility, but at the same time, we've had some games this year where Jordan Meredith's really struggled. And if they could get JPJ as a replacement or get another guy as a replacement, because right now the starting five that we have, and you got to take Stone Forsythe out of it because he's not ideally the left tackle, but whether it's Dylan Parham having his occasional struggles. And I thought Dylan Parham played a little bit better last week, especially in the run game.
Last 3 weeks.
Yeah. And if you watch, Dylan Parham had some pretty good reps on Jeffrey Simmons.
Yes,
Let's see if he can continue that this week into playing Chris Jones. But I think Meredith is the guy. If they would have to look to getting rid of a guy, Meredith would be the guy that they ideally want to replace.
Okay, and I could see that moving Glaze inside. They did that to Frank Middleton in the 2000s when the Raiders made him a guard right next to Lincoln Kennedy. And then again, we always talk about we had Josh Jacobs and we never got him a line. We had and that didn't help out Derek Carr much either. And if you wanted, as soon as me and the Oracle and I talked about this earlier, as soon as the Cowboys got Emmitt Smith, they all of a sudden got Nate Newton, Mark Stepnowski, Mark Tanai, John Giesick, Kevin Gogan, Larry Allen. They went out and just kept getting more and more offensive linemen. They understood that their money was Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman. So they needed to protect them. And if you're going to do this, and you're going to get another quarterback soon, I'm sure, unless this really works out quick, he's going to be a bridge quarterback. And you don't want to get a quarterback, then get him killed, then lose his confidence. Get a quarterback that he can stand behind. The greatest case in point would be Ben Roethlisberger came into a great offensive lineman. And for the first 2 years, he threw to his tight end until he learned how to throw to Hines Ward. and use the Phil Plexico Burris. So that's what you want. That's ultimately what you want to do is, and guess what? If you have too many linemen, you could get a number 1 draft choice for them. You know what? That's the kind of deal that you have. You can move in. So enough of that crap. Now we're going to move into Kansas City. The Oracle has found a way to beat Kansas City. And before we look at some of the tape, Bonnie Porter. Yes. Howdy. Nice to see Bonnie doubling in the hizzy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful family.
Yeah, I could see.
Beautiful family. What does Juju Schuster do for the Kansas City Chiefs? Could you explain what his role is on the Chiefs? Is he a receiver? Is he a number 1 receiver? Or is he kind of a bully?
Well, he's certainly a bully at the end of the game. You could ask Brian Branch that. He's cost him a game check and a 1-game suspension. However, on the field, Juju Smith-Schuster, he's a guy who plays a lot of snaps for Kansas City. Now, is he their most talented receiver? No. Look, Kansas City has Rashee Rice coming back this week. We'll see how much Rashee Rice actually plays in the game. Remember, not only is he coming off suspension, however, Rashee Rice is also, he got hurt last year in week 4. So he hasn't played a game of football in over a year. So now, here's the thing. Has Rashee Rice spent this offseason and the time that he's been away from the facility, because he has not been, when you're suspended, you're not allowed to be in the facility at all. Has he spent his time, he's probably in Texas, where he's from, preparing? Or has he been loafing? I think we're going to really find that out when we see his snap count come into play this Sunday. How much has he prepared to really get ready for this game against the Raiders? If he plays a high snap count, that shows me that he's really put in the work and the coaching staff trust him. They also got Xavier Worthy, who's their speedster. They drafted him in the 1st round, and he's their Tyreek Hill replacement. Now, is he going to be Tyreek Hill? No. He does not have the quicks that Tyreek Hill has. He has the top-end speed. But Worthy's a guy that plays a ton of snaps. They mix in Dante Thornton in there. Now, Dante Thornton's probably going to be the guy that gets phased out a little bit because he's kind of their other speedster. But in the Lions game, he didn't play as many snaps as he did previously. But then there's Juju Smith-Schuster. He plays a decent amount of snaps. But are they going into the game saying, oh, my God, we got to get Juju Smith-Schuster the ball? No. What they might do, and especially on the goal line, and we're going to look at a couple goal line plays that Kansas City has. They really utilize him. And Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be the receiver off the ball at the top of the screen here.
Number 9.
And number 9. Now, I want you to pay attention to the defense of the Lions, specifically the guys that are guarding both number 9 and number 1, Xavier Worthy. Now, Juju Smith-Schuster is going to run a route across the defense. And the Lions here are in man coverage. So the guy at the top of the screen is playing Juju Smith-Schuster in man. Now there's going to be number 21 who's coming in. He's motioning across to cover Xavier Worthy. They're going to get a little mixed up when the ball snapped here. So Noah Gray's about to motion across. And as you see, Juju Smith-Schuster is going to run a clear out route, and Xavier Worthy is going to run an out route. Now, I want you to watch the Lions. So the Lions get mixed up in their coverage here. Juju Smith-Schuster, he doesn't run a pick play because he doesn't make contact with anyone on the Lions, but he's able to get in the way of the guy who's on man coverage against Xavier Worthy. And by doing that, when Xavier Worthy runs an out route, there's really no one covering him because Mahomes makes a quick throw and the guy has to rush over after Juju Smith-Schuster gets in the way. And that sets up an easy pitch and catch for Xavier Worthy to have a gimme touchdown.
So that's Amik Robertson, number 21. Raider fans will remember him well. He's a very shorter receiver.
Yeah.
And never really played man-to-man very well. So he's a little bit out of his element, and the Juju Schuster does a great job. Hold Hold on. Juju Schuster does a great job of picking plays especially in the red zone. And you can only kind of get in anybody's way 1 yard. It's 1 yard.
Yeah.
So what Andy Reid does, he's a brilliant coach. And you know what? If you're not cheating, you're not trying. He'll try to get away with 3 yards and then 2 yards and then 1 yard. You mean I can get okay, well, 1.5 is still 1. And Juju is a great pick artist, and he does it just as good as anybody. And the Chiefs do a better job in the red zone than anybody I've ever seen in the red zone of getting guys loose one way or another. And ultimately, when you're playing Mahomes, I believe that you have to stay on the outside. You have to be outside contained, because literally he can run. And if you could force him back inside, that's where he makes the bad throws, is when he's coming back into the inside. That's where he can throw the pick. So let's go ahead and watch that again, Oracle, and just watch how fast, and Schuster's just running across. Watch how fast Worthy gets out there, and this guy's lightning. And I mean, Amik's not playing bad defense. He's playing outside shoulder, keeping him to the outside. You know what I mean? He doesn't want him to get the easy one inside, but he's not on him. He's not on him close enough. And this is what happens.
Now, one thing I want to say here is, what does this mean for the Raiders, and how do they counter this when the Raiders watch this play? Now, we talk about communication on the offensive line, as in who blocks who in pass protection, but with the secondary, they need to also be able to understand who's covering who. And the Raiders know that the Chiefs are going to run a lot of these little pick plays, these little crisscross, to mess up the man coverage principles of whoever they're playing. So in this case, the guy who's covering, the guy at the corner at the top of the screen who has Juju in man coverage, he needs to see that Juju's running an in-breaking route and Xavier Worthy is running an out route. And what they should do is, let's say this is Eric Stokes at the top of the screen. Eric Stokes needs to point inside to, let's say, whether that's Jamal Adams or Darnay Holmes or even Jeremy Chin, and be like, okay, if Juju runs an in-breaking route, you now have Juju in man coverage, and I'm going to get Xavier Worthy, who's running to the flat. The communication of the Raiders on the goal line defense is really going to be the key of whether there's field goals kicked by Harrison Butker or if it's touchdowns by Patrick Mahomes.
So you just seen right there, that's what Juju's great at. Look at, he knows what he's going to do. His eyes right now are on Amik Robertson. And he just
wide open.
And now, boom. That's an easy pick, especially for a guy that fast. And you don't know, and you got to identify, if you're a Raider and you're watching film on there, you know that he's fast and he's going to try to get that out. And they did it in the Super Bowl. They've done it in the championship games. That's how they won the Super Bowl against the Niners, is they did the same sort of play right there. A little pick in the inside. So that is one. Let's watch. Oracle gets to do his next phase play. Let's watch this one.
All right.
So what are we going to say here? This is how you kind of make it counter Kansas City. And this is beautiful. Watch this. Let's watch it all together at once, and then we'll break it down.
Yeah. So Lions here on man coverage, but Aiden Hutchinson is going to be one-on-one with Noah Gray, a tight end.
But he makes him go one-on-one. He fakes the inside move, and then he takes him. Watch this right here.
Yeah.
This is a great move by Aiden Hutchinson, because right now he thinks that he's going to be a chipper, or he's going to be doubling down with the right tackle. But watch this move by Hutchinson. It's so Max like you said, and that's why you wanted to see this play. Watch this. Oh, going out, and then he just moves him right into his ass.
Yeah. And Aiden Hutchinson, you're right, Johnny. He does that little stutter step in. And Noah Gray ideally probably wants to run out in a route on this situation. I'm sure he's not designed to be in pass protection, but Aiden Hutchinson forces him to be in pass protection. And Juwan Taylor steps in for some reason. I don't get why he would not go out and help the best pass rusher when Noah Gray's on him. But this is a good way. If you're Patrick Graham, you got to be able to watch this stuff. How do you force Kansas City into these protections right here? Because when you're able to force them into these protections, you're able to get an extremely favorable matchup with Max Crosby on Noah Gray. And you could probably have that same scenario happen right there. And that could be a fumble. The Raiders could recover, and they could have great field position. And that could really put Kansas City under pressure, be like, oh my God, we were a double-digit favorite. Now we have bad field position. And let me tell you this, if Kansas City gets behind in the game to the Raiders, I would expect Kansas City to get a little tight and be how are we here? Like we're supposed to dog walk this team.
I just and again, watching this play is exactly perfect on how you rush Mahomes. You can't slice in, and Kuntz is one of those guys that does. Not so much Crosby, but Kuntz does. And if this is a perfect way, because what you're doing is you're slow rushing from the outside in, because you don't want Mahomes to get on the outside of you, and you want him to stay in the pocket where he's not as effective. And this is just a great play by Hutchinson. It's just what I call boom. And look.
It just pushes him right into Mahomes. I mean, Hutchinson comes with the long arm right there, and then he's able to steer him in the same way that Mahomes is going right towards him. So it's just beautiful.
Watch the coverage too. Coverage is great. This helps too. And this again, I just love Aiden Hutchinson too, man. This guy, look at coverage. Yeah. Everybody's good. Can't pick there, Juju.
No, he can't. No, he can't.
There. All right, let's watch something else with the Oracle. Okay. What defense do we got, and explain why it's that? Why that defense is there?
So this is going to be a cover 4 defense right here. You're going to see the 2 deep safeties right there, and then you're going to see the 2 corners at the top and the bottom of the screen. They're going to be about like 7 yards off the receiver right here, and then when the ball is snapped, you're going to see him backpedal along with the safety staying in 2 deep. So that's cover 4.
See that?
Now, here's the issue with this play is when they're in cover 4, they have Noah Gray. And again, Noah Gray, not one of the most, you're not going into the game saying, oh my God, Noah Gray is going to kill us. But on this play right here in cover 4, Anzalone is the weak side linebacker, and he's matched up all alone on Noah Gray, because if it's cover 4, that means the corner's going deep. And I believe it's Tyquan Thornton who's running a vertical route. So the corner has to go deep with him. The safety's deep. So, and when there's cover 4, there's only 3 defenders who are defending the intermediate part of the field. So Noah Gray runs about a 5-yard out route here, and he's going to have plenty of space to be able to get a first down here.
And this is the play that scares the shit out of me. And if you're a Raider fan, because this is how we play it. And Jamal Adams has played better in coverage than what we've had in the past. Anybody that wants to say Devon Diablo on the Falcons is doing a great job, watch the game on Monday. I did. It's the same stuff. And, you know, it's, again, take your PFF and stuff it up your ass. But see this right here? That's an easy. That's it. That's what scares me, and that's what Daniel Jones did to us.
Yeah,
it's that quick stuff, and that's the kind of stuff where you have to get your hands up if they're going to run this kind of stuff. Here you go. Look at. Now he knows that it's he sets the edge, boom, and he's wide open. And Noah Gray is great out of the backfield because he'll also slip into the middle of the field if your linebackers are going to play the run. So yep. And look at this, Papa Giorgio, Warriors baby. That's my son's father-in-law. Great fan. We should on the off season, we're gonna bring him in to talk about the Tom Brady guys.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay,
I can't wait.
Here we go. Look at this. I love my Sousa's.
Hey, anyone who's gonna come on and talk smack is welcome on the show.
He's got legit smack about Tom Brady.
Oh,
look at Chili's has updated the 3 for me menu.
Really?
They did. I don't even get anything from Johnny's Donuts yet. Maybe I'll get something from Chili's. Look at
Yeah,
that.
definitely. Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe we can do a live stream from there. You know, we could have a bunch of appetizers.
We could do a show from there.
I would love it. Yeah, definitely. We'll get a booth. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Again, let's see the Mad Boomer and the Oracle want to talk about this.
Oh man.
Oh no. Okay. Let's go
All right.
back.
Yeah. So again, this is another goal line play where the Chiefs are really able to take advantage of the man coverage principles that the Lions are in. So it looks like they're in a 3-by-1 set, but then Pacheco motions out as a wingback. So now they're in a 4-by-1 set. Now, again, we got Juju Smith-Schuster, who is in the trips formation. He's the guy in the middle on the trips. He's number 9. He's got a corner right in front of him. And that corner, again, is going to play man on Juju Smith-Schuster. But the guy you really need to pay attention to is Hollywood Brown, who's at the end of the play right there. He's going to run a crosser. The guy who's at the top left on the screen for the Lions has Hollywood Brown in man coverage. And here's where the Raiders cannot be when you snapshot this picture next week. If you see there's about 3 Lions that are right below the H in the Chiefs logo.
Yep.
That can't happen because if you're playing man coverage and you have 3 guys that are that close to each other on the goal line, that means that someone's wide open for the Chiefs. Now, this free safety, if you look at the F on the logo of the Chiefs, there's a safety that's playing cover 1 right there. He has a decision to make. Do I take Travis Kelce, who's running towards the middle part of the end zone right there, or do I take Hollywood Brown, who's at about the 2-yard line right now? If he takes Kelce, which is what he's going to do right here, that leaves Hollywood Brown wide open. So again, another crossing route where they attack the man coverage principles of the Lions, and it's another easy touchdown. So again, what do the Raiders need to do? Who's got who when the post snap? It's not about who's got who before the snap. When the Chiefs get into their routes, the Raiders need to have their communication down of, if this guy runs a crossing route, you got this guy. If this guy runs vertical, I got this guy. So that way, it's not this easy completion where Mahomes is able to see a guy wide open because they don't have their coverage principles intact.
And again, what's good news for the Raiders is the left tackle, Mr. Simmons, Josh Simmons, who's a rookie, who's putting up monster numbers as a rookie left tackle. So it looks like they're going to bring in
Jalen Moore
from the Niners, who they signed on the offseason from the Niners. And they were actually Alex, we were talking before, that was going to be their starting left tackle. But then they got this Josh Simmons fell to them because Josh Simmons is having a little bit of problems. There's maybe smoke and fire with the Chiefs. Josh Simmons, we're not going to go into it right now, but he is a healthy scratch for Sunday already, and they're not saying why. And he had some Warren Sapp issues as a draftee. See Randy Moss issues as a draftee. So, and Jalen Carter, those guys are all in the same page as draftees. So we'll keep an eye on that. And this is going to be his first game playing against as a starter. But if you remember back when the Raiders and Niners played, him and Crosby had one hell of a matchup. They were going at it the whole game. So that's something hopefully that we can take advantage of. Oh, here we go. Tony Valdivia, the Mariachi Raider.
All right, get the trumpets out.
Dude, did you see Tuesday?
I did, yeah. Oh my God, that was so cool. That was so cool.
Okay, so here's what's going on right now with the Souzas in the port. Had Chili's tonight. Do they still have the quarter pound? Yes, Smashbaggers $12.99. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are watching the me and the Oracle. And
should we just break down the Chili's?
Hold on, and then the Portuguese. My smash burger was $10.99. Look at this.
Jeez Louise. I don't know why I spent all this time watching film when all I had to do was study the Chili's menu to make these guys happen.
You know what? We're gonna go into that in the off season. We're gonna get into that. So Oracle, what did you see? What did you see on Sunday from watching it on the TV? What was different about the Raiders team this weekend that was very non-existent in Indy?
Well, the biggest thing that was different was there were no special teams miscues. If anything, we had some good punt returns set up by Alex Backman, and we had some good blocking on the punt returns there. And it's really fantastic to see that we were able to call up some guys from the practice squad. They're able to come in on special teams and really make an effort to be long-term guys on this roster. Not everyone on this team could be a starter, but you can have some role players that could come in situations like a punt return, and they could be contributors. So it's really good to see that the field position before Geno gets the ball is able to be improved. So
we're going to watch right now. So check this out, and let's listen to Kirk.
Been with the Raiders for 20 minutes. No lie. Just signed this week to help out the special teams, but just watch his effort. You know, this is the plays that sometimes we don't talk about, but just watch his effort. He comes all the way through. Here he is right here. Watch this block. Watch this block. It's not a lot, but that's the type of effort that you need. You know, special teams have not been great.
And Alex Bachman, and I just seen he's on the injury report. He has a hurt ankle. But he ran a lot better.
I love this.
This is a perfect. Watch this.
This is what you get a skull and crossbones for, right?
Look at this. All the way down. He's on fire.
20 minutes. But watch that. Look at this. How many times do we see that as a penalty? How many times we see a guy hit a guy in the back? That's just effort, man. That's just effort.
And this is special teams. So he's going to break down another
special teams play. Again, watch this effort right here. It's Cody Lindenberg. That's a rookie. Man, special teams were outstanding. But I want you to watch this block and the effort that he shows you. Getting in there, and then watch. Here he is coming down. Springs that block, and then let it Bachman go. Man, it's just a couple plays, man. You talk about the difference in winning and losing. Yeah, there's a lot of great plays that happen, but watch this effort right here by the rookie. Got to watch all of it. That's how you get a skull and crossbones. Look at him straining to get down there. Now watch him spring it. Watch him. Look at him. Pow. Let's go back. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that hit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at him straining. I love this. Look at him straining, fighting, getting down. Hustle, hustle, hustle. And watch him get down. Look at that. How many times have we seen that block in the back? But he hustled to get in front and setting his offense up, man. It's two great special teams play.
And that's the great Kirk Morrison, who is the color commentator now for the Raiders. And then we're going to watch another play. And this right here, this guy has become a fantastic Raider right now. I mean, you talk about somebody who got caught on the scrap. We're talking about Laulu right now. And let's watch his play. And go ahead, Oracle. Let's go ahead and you say, so right here, he's right here. He's over the left guard.
Yeah. Out comes the pointer again. It's a little short pass.
Boom!
And look at the hustle by Laulu right there. You know, so many times you get these big defensive linemen out in the field. They can't run in plays like this. But when you're able to get all 11 guys pursuing to a running back, that really helps out the defense right there to where it's 11-on-11 football. And he's able to – it's a drop back, quickly get out there. See that it's a quick pass.
That's not Jordan Meredith out there, bro. He went out there. Out there and worked.
No.
He's eating.
I think Meredith and Laulu should be going to Chili's this week and maybe doing a little bonding to maybe he could pick up some on him.
Well, my kids will buy him. That's for sure.
Of course they will. Yeah.
Look, there's another.
You got Dad's credit card. Yeah.
Okay, watch this move. Watch this move. Boom. Oh, that's nice. Just pretty. That's a vet move.
Hey, when you got dirty clothes, you got to put them in the laundry and put on spin cycle. Yeah. And that's what Laulu does right there. So you got to love that. When you have a nice, diverse amount of moves as a pass rusher, you're able to make a good impact.
Look at this. Boom.
Get out there.
You know, that's Max Crosby motor right there.
Yes.
And what does it take? Do you have to, I mean, look at boom, 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 boom. Look, and let's go ahead and go back because let's go ahead and go back and back.
Like Chris Berman.
Back. Oh no, my pointer's hurting. Okay. Watch this play. You know, the much maligned Blue Kelly, Highway Blue, whatever his name is. Watch this play. Boom.
Nice.
That is beautiful. That's how you play cornerback. And that's why Darian Porter's not playing you TMZers. Boom. Because you can't have a guy that's soft. Because we had a guy that's soft and he's now playing on Miami's team. And we had a guy soft 2 years ago and they cut him. Marcus Peters. And then we had, what was his name? Played for us last year. Fellas. He was, he picked off Mahomes. He picked off.
He's on Miami. The guy, the corner, Jack
Jones. JJ.
Yeah.
The guy said.
AP's guy. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not tackling. I'm not tackling.
No, I'm here to cover.
It hurts.
Jerry Sneed. Yeah.
I'm hurts. Okay, watch 36. This is a beautiful play.
And when you're the corner on the outside, you're the last guy out there. So
boom, you're setting the edge.
He sets the edge and he forces the runner back. He funnels it back to the other 10 guys on defense. If he doesn't set the edge and the runner is able to get outside of Blue Kelly, then he has a nice lane down the sideline. But because Blue Kelly is able to set the edge, he's able to force the runner back towards the other guys, and they're able to gang tackle there.
Okay, so check this out. I want you to see tell me why, and I don't know why you look at Jeremy Chin. Why is he so far back? I don't understand this right here.
Yeah, interesting.
Look at that. What is he doing? Now, he could have been late to the party as he is there.
Yeah, and it's funny because no one's running deep to his side either.
Well, and then the Raiders have had pressure on him the whole time. So wouldn't you want to try to cheese and get a pick?
Yeah,
so I'm not happy with that. And there again, where we have the Patrick Graham rumblings. It's like, well, hold on. This fat ass from San Diego with an A's hat can figure this out. Why is Jeremy Chin so far back? I mean, you got a tight end on the side right there. You're not talking about Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point. Chin's got to be able to understand the personnel on the field to his side, and look at Cam Ward's looking at the running back the entire time.
Look at they're playing too high. Look at bam, he's gone.
Yeah,
there's
Laulu again.
But yeah,
it's really good that the Raiders have been able to get him, pick him up from the Colts, and Laulu is able to come in and produce.
And then he's on a rookie contract.
On a rookie contract. And the other guy is Tyree Wilson, who I think's had a good game last week. Can he pick it up again? He's probably going to be matched up on Jalen Moore. Can he really be able to expose that matchup and start becoming the player consistently that the Raiders expected for him when they drafted him with the number 7 overall pick?
Oh, hey, I guess we just got cut off, but we can't talk about why. It's we can't talk about food no more. No more food on the Mad Bomber podcast. So we are back to football. Back to football, which is fine. I guess the gods are watching us. We apologize. We will not talk about that anymore. Our children will just keep it to themselves.
I don't know what kind of drama we're causing,
I think we got cut off again. I think we got cut off again.
Oh man. Is it Facebook again? What's going on with Silicon Valley?
No, because we talked about Chili's. We're not talking about Chili's anymore.
Sorry, Chili's.
Yep. So anyway, here we go. Watch Lulu again.
So
this is a great play right here. He just in between.
Yeah, this is the interception right here.
Doesn't give up.
Yeah. And how about Tyree Wilson really being able to get initial pressure, take Cam Ward's eyes off down the field, and then Lau is able to come in and be the guy to force the errant throw right to Devin White. So, and how about Devin White last game?
Oh God, he's playing well. He's really playing well. So that was kind of what we're at. So on the Raiders here, let's go ahead and let's talk about what we have for coming up this game. Are we back on, guys? Is anybody who's said stream suspended for policy, YouTube cut you off, pops back on. Okay, so I guess I'm not on YouTube right now. So we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
And so we got an injury report. Looks like Brock Bowers is not gonna play.
Yeah. And the big question is Jacoby Myers going to play this week?
Yes. And that is the big question. So,
because, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you know or what you think about him maybe getting traded, Johnny. But I'm worried. Is this going to be the last time we see him in a Raiders uniform?
I think that we are. And then I think I believe thanks, Kurt. Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get spanked on YouTube, so we'll figure that out later. So Paul, anyway, so we'll figure it out. I see it. I just got an email from them. So it looks like that we are I think that we're gonna see the last. We're gonna see the last of Jacoby Myers. I think that it's over with. They're gonna try to get something for him. Because literally, if they do, they're going to try to get a third for him, and it looks like he's the top receiver out there. So yeah, it looks like that's what's going on right now. So I think that's what's going to happen. What do you think? If you were the Raiders, would you get rid of him?
Well, how much is it Jacoby Myers saying I'm not going to play? Because if that's the case, then I think he's kind of forcing their hand. Now, here's the thing for the Raiders. When people talk about value, what are they going to get back? The issue with Jacoby Myers is he wants a contract extension. Anytime you have a player who wants a contract extension, that automatically lowers the value because now it becomes a two-part trade. You are trading for the player, and then when you trade for the player, you give up all the leverage because you're telling him that we like you, we want you, and we want to pay you. Now, Jacoby Myers' agent knows, hey, they just traded for us. So we could go and ask for an X amount of money because what's the agent's going to say? Well, hey, I mean, if you traded for us, clearly you want us. So clearly you're going to pay us what we want. So that always lowers the value because the other team trading for him knows they got to deal with that. And look, I mean, if it's a contending team, they would definitely be inclined to do it. Now, would they want to pay him long term? Would he just be essentially a 10-game rental plus the playoffs? Maybe, but who knows? I mean, I would be shocked if they get. If they get a third-round pick for him, I think that'd be good for the Raiders because Jacoby Myers does not have any guaranteed money remaining on his contract, and that's something he really wants to get. He wants to ensure that he's able to get some more guaranteed money. And with that, I think teams are probably going to try to offer a 4 or a 5. But if the Raiders are able to get a 3, because right now I saw his compensatory value is at a 4. So that would mean if he were to play out the season, go to free agency, the Raiders, not in next year's draft, but 2 drafts from now, would get a 4th-round pick in the compensatory draft pool.
Right.
So if they could get a 3 in this year's draft, I think that would be ideal.
Yeah. Hey, Ronnie, nice seeing you, buddy. One of my friends. Good gentleman right there. I don't know. If you're gonna if you're not getting a third for him, and do you want to start getting Jack Bech in you only have so much food to eat, so it's kind of do you want to jumpstart Jack Bech? I don't think that Jacoby's been playing very well this year as far as blocking. We've watched some inside zones where he's missed blocks. So I'm not too worried about losing Jacoby Myers. He's not coming here next year. He's not a number 1 receiver. And then we got to start figuring out about Trey Tucker. He's going to be coming up on a contract here soon. Is he a number 1 receiver? If he keeps playing well, will somebody give him like a Santana Moss type of deal? Where they're going to give him like a 1A guy? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Trey Tucker I think that he understands that he's coming up on his contract year. So I think it's next year. And that's we got him for Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Darren Waller pick. So anyway, so hey guys, sorry YouTube. We'll keep our thing to ourselves. We'll get ourselves back on YouTube next time. Oh, we are back on. Well, I guess we're back on YouTube, right? David Freitas looks like he's on YouTube. David, are we back on YouTube, guys?
I guess we made amends real quick.
Up, Kurt Huska. Yes, Huska's the best.
All right.
Huska's
he comments a lot. I like this Huska guy.
And then there's Johnny. Johnny. Johnny is in Kansas City from his hotel room right now, I believe. I'm sure he is. Him and I will be together this weekend to watch the Raider game. He is in row 1. I will be in the corner of, if you're looking at the stadium at the Raiders sidelines, for all my guys out there, and there'll be something good for you if you can get a TV shot. I'll be with Captain Jack Rackham. Let me see.
Oh, so cool. Have you been to Kansas City? Have you been to Arrowhead before?
I have not been to Arrowhead.
Wow.
A picture of Captain Jack. I thought I had a picture of the Jackster. Yeah, it is. There he is, right there in the corner there. Arr! Wow. Captain Jack is him, and I will be row 1, seat 1 and 2. If you're looking at the Raiders right at their sidelines, it'll be on the left side corner of the end zone. You will see this A's hat because I wear the A's hat everywhere. And I will have my Max Crosby jersey on.
Nice.
Back to David Freitas. New England and the Niners rumored to have interest. What do you think of that? I think that Josh McDaniels has always had a big love for Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, well, he was drafted by New England when Josh McDaniels was there. When they brought when Josh McDaniels became the coach of the Raiders, they let go of Darren Waller, and Jacoby Myers was the replacement as sort of the inside receiver when they had Devontae Adams. So it would definitely make sense if they're able to get a 3. Now, the 3 from New England looks like it's going to be a high 3 this year based on the season that New England's having. But look, I think a 3rd round pick would be good. They're definitely not going to get a 2nd round pick for Jacoby Myers. So, yeah, I think that would be good value. I don't know if San Francisco would want him. I mean, first of all, they're paying Ayuk decent money. I don't know how long he's going to be with the 49ers based on the track record Ayuk's had since they've gave him that money. But they got Ricky Pearsall, who before he went down was looking like one of the best receivers.
Oh, man, he was on fire. He's a good receiver.
And Kendrick Bourne, the last 2 games, has been great for the 49ers. So I don't know if they need another receiver like that. Maybe there's another team that wants to get another receiver. I'm not quite sure.
I heard the Steelers. The Steelers were, and if you want, I'm always trolling all the other teams whenever I hear there's rumors that Jacoby's going to be there. And they've been rumoring to have Jacoby Myers because they really don't have a possession receiver. They brought John O. Smith in kind of to bring it to trying to be like a Darren Waller type because they have that big tight end. I forget his name.
Darnell Washington.
Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's I think they need a possession receiver. I think they do quite well with Jacoby Myers. I think that would be something they go through. But historically, Pittsburgh doesn't lay out the ditch for anybody. And they're in their business to get rid of receivers all the time anyway.
I mean, one more I'll throw at you. If Tampa Bay continues to have injury problems with their receivers, whether it's Mike Evans, who's had, I don't know when he's coming back. Abuka went down this week. Chris Godwin's hurt again. Who knows? Because they're playoff bound. They may have Super Bowl aspirations, and they may not want. They may want another weapon to go along because they've had so many health problems, unfortunately. There, even though they're really talented.
Yeah, that's a trip. Boy, Igbuka looks like he did in high school. What a dipshit. College. I I was almost so. My son and I on draft night, my very first pick, I wanted Mason Miller. I mean Mason
Really?
Graham. Mason Graham.
Oh, I'm like, who?
Mason Graham.
But,
And then
yeah.
I wanted the guy from Adonka, the Chet kid, which the kid from Ohio State that went to the Browns. Basically, I wanted the Browns.
Quinshon Judkins. Yeah.
Judkins. I love
Yeah.
that guy. He is a faster Isaiah Pacheco. He runs like his feet hit the ground hard. So I was really impressed with him, and I thought Ibuka may even get on the Raiders. So I mean, that would have been nice to go with Chip Kelly, but
Yeah.
as finishing off with Jacoby Myers, the Oracle thinks that we should keep him. I say, and let Jack Besh come in and see what he has. I don't think that they've used Jack Besh well this year. They tried the Deontay Thornton experiment. Didn't really work out. He's still not yet ready. He's a gunner. Cliff Branch, same thing. Cliff Branch came in. This is a true story. When Cliff Branch came in his first year, he dropped 2 passes, and they didn't throw to him anymore. And then he went and he did him, his due diligence, got his hands stronger, caught a ton of balls, and that guy never missed. And that's a true story out of Colorado. He was not a very good handsy receiver. He was a speedster. And you got Deontay Thornton at 6'5". He's a freak of nature and runs that 4.3 40. I mean, get your hands going, guy. Get your hands. But Jack Besh, oh my God, man. It's gonna be amazing. I like Jack Besh. He does block. Sometimes he misses blocks, but I think that he's just getting the speed of the game. I see him like on those inside, like we talk about inside zone runs. He misses blocks, but you know what? He always tries. And it's not like Jordan Meredith where he's looking to eat. This kid really, and David Freitas, we won't talk about any food right now. We're just going to talk about the youngster. I'm with you, Souza. Let the youngster play. I like Jack Besh. And you know what? This team's young. We're rebuilding. We're a rebuild. But I will never go against the Oracle. The Oracle is the all. He's like the great Wizard of Oz. I am not going to go against the Oracle on anything. So I'm going to go ahead. Oracle, you got the last word. We're not going to go score again. We're going to say keys to victory.
Well, like I've discussed, when the Chiefs are in the goal line, the Raiders need to really make sure they have their man coverage principles down. Who's got who based on the routes that the Chiefs run. If a guy runs an inside crossing route, they need to make sure that they're able to say, hey, you got this, you got Hollywood Brown if he runs a crossing route, if he runs towards the corner of the end zone or towards the pylon, I got him.
Man.
And same thing with Kelsey. If Juju Smith-Schuster's on the field, watch him to see if he's setting up another receiver to get wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Defensively, look, anytime you're playing Mahomes, you need to make sure you have your rush lanes down. I think Mahomes is playing great football this year. Honestly, I think he's still the best quarterback in football right now, especially because they really don't have a guy like a Jackson Smith-Njigba or a Puka Nacua, Jamar Chase, a Tyreek Hill in his prime. They have an old Travis Kelce who Travis Kelce could still play. He could still find the soft spot in the zone. Chiefs have a ton of weapons. I mean, especially with Rashee Rice coming back. Hollywood Brown's been solid. And Xavier Worthy, they're starting to get him more established. Even Pacheco probably had his best game last week. On offensively with the Raiders, they need to make sure that they play mistake-free and not have a turnover. The Raiders right now are leading the league in turnovers with 11. The Chiefs are tied for last with only 2.
Yes,
so
right.
If they're going to have their best chance, Geno Smith cannot throw an interception. They can't have a dumb fumble. So the keys to the game are being smart with the football. Stay in the game. Don't try to do too much to put themselves in harm's way, but try to hang in there so it's a fourth quarter game. And look, we know that Patrick Mahomes is really good in the fourth quarter, but at the same time, he's not always perfect. So this might be the Raiders' day, and they can maybe pull off a big upset. The good thing is the Chiefs are coming off a game where they had a huge win against the Lions. They got Washington next week. Then they got Buffalo. Could they maybe be overlooking this little Raider team when they're a double-digit favorite and
11 and a half?
Maybe they're not going in all geared up. Maybe they're still celebrating after their big win against Detroit. Now they got to catch up to Denver. It's not like they're cruising in this division. They know that every game matters right now, especially coming off a little bit of a slow start where they're 3-3, but they could very easily be 5-1. The only game the Chiefs really lost was the Charger game. In the Eagle game, they had some miscues. Travis Kelce had that drop in the end zone, which led to a big pick for Philadelphia that allowed them to come back and win. And then the Jacksonville game, they had some errors. Patrick Mahomes threw a pick to Devin Lloyd. And then they had that play where Trevor Lawrence was able to walk in the end zone because Chris Jones gave up on the play.
Yeah, he gave up. He was Jordan Meredith on that play. Okay, last question for you, Oracle.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this. Oh, look at John is going to come back 10 pounds heavier for the barbecues, like say. But the younger, you know what, Husk? I could say that, and I won't tell you where I'm going to go because I want to stay on YouTube because I love YouTube. You know what? I'm going to wear a YouTube shirt next week. I gotta butter the toast for getting spanked. Last question for you, Oracle. If you're Patrick Graham and the Chiefs are in the red zone within the 10, it's a goal to go plays, would you zero blitz? Hands up, Banshees. Now remember, you got Jamal Adams now, you got Devin White now. Would you chance a zero blitz, or are you going to go ahead and let them dictate how they're going to play to you and you're just trying to play good defense?
I would not zero blitz.
Why?
I would not, because I think if you zero blitz, Mahomes is going to be able to pick up that very quickly and he's going to be able to find the open receiver. I think the biggest thing is what I keep saying. They need to hammer home their man coverage principles because that's what Detroit did not do last week. And they were able to give up some easy touchdowns. If they spend a lot of their time if the Raiders spend a lot of time in goal line defense, working on the different routes that the Chiefs could run in film room, put up all the cuts of the Chiefs plays when they're in the goal line, especially their pass plays, get some tendencies to understand what kind of route distributions they like to run, and make sure you're able to understand who covers who, and then allow for Crosby to get home, allow for Lau to get home. Maybe Tyree Wilson could get home. Maybe they could even try to pretend like they're going to zero blitz and then drop some guys out, because if they're going to run these crossing routes on the goal line, and if you have a guy who's on the line of scrimmage pop out, that could throw off Mahomes' mental processing just a little bit. He's able to hesitate. Maybe he makes a bad throw like he did in the Jacksonville game where he threw that pick to Devin Lloyd. So, but I would not zero blitz. I would not trust the Raiders coverage on the back end with that.
And Eddie Rivas says, if we paid the refs more than Kansas City's does, we'll laugh. This is a Niner fan. He's one of my buds from high school. He's funny. Well, all right, fellas. Well, that does it for this show. We're going to start calling the Friday show the show, the Bomber and the Oracle.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to be at the game on Sunday. Hold on. Rivas Raider fans know we are going to get jobbed. It's not an excuse in Raider Nation. We just showed the Patrick Mahomes stuff earlier. Yes, you're right, Kurt. That does worry me. The X factor does worry me. And especially because Mahomes and Crosby do have some sort of they have history, and Mahomes likes to snivel about Max Crosby. So, he's going to talk to him. But I will be at the game on Sunday. Are you going to be available for after game post?
I will be. Yeah, definitely. I got my priorities in straight. I'm going to come on the show.
I love that. So I am actually Johnny's going to be at the game. I'm going to be shooting right after the game. I got a hotel that's 10 minutes away walk-wise, so I don't have to wait for Uber or anything. So I'm going to be doing the show from my hotel room, not from the stadium. And hopefully it's a victory one. And I'm going to show some pictures from the weekend. I will show some food, but I will definitely blank out where I ate it from. I'll just show you the food. We could show food, right? We just can't be that guy that shows whatever anyway. My kids screwed it all up. They always have to ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for me.
Well, hey, you have 5 kids. I'm an only child, so you have 4 times the amount of opportunities that something can get screwed up.
5 beautiful boys, 5 beautiful
Yes.
boys, and they don't ever stop. Believe me, they love to
Oh,
talk
no.
shit just like their father does. All right, guys. So that's it for tonight. We went over, and you know what? I'm not going to apologize, because if I was watching this show, I sure would dig it, because in my opinion, we're not looking for the TMZ podcasters. Should the Raiders get Lonnie Johnson back from the pain? You're going to get the. We should get rid of Geno Smith. Geno
Fire Pete. Fire Pete. He's Sheena.
Gino, can I have your shirt? Gino, can I have your shirt? You know who you are. If you're watching,
Pete, I love you.
You
But fire
sicken
you.
me. Hey, can you sign my shirt? Hey, Chubby, can I get a shirt from you? I hate you.
Oh, my
You would
God.
get killed in Oakland. Anyway.
Oh.
Well, all right, folks. And you know what? We will see you live from Kansas City. And maybe I will be eating ribs after the game. I may smoke a cigar. I may or may not. I can tell you that for sure. Oracle, thank you as always. You are the best. Just to let you know, guys, I'm starting to get some run on the Oracle on Twitter. There's some guys that really know their stuff that are talking highly about this guy. So you know what? You guys can talk about this guy because you were the ones who found him. This guy is amazing. He knows his stuff. And he's 29. I mean, I don't get it.
I'm 30.
Anyway, so
Rick.
hey, I will talk to you later. Good night now.
All right. Good night.
Now it's Siani to the left. Biletnikoff to the right against Marsalis. Back is Lamonica. Throws for Biletnikoff. Touchdown Raiders! Biletnikoff is having words right now with Marsalis. Fred caught that ball after quite a physical battle with Marsalis in the right corner of the end zone. He went on out of the end zone, and then instead of slamming the ball into the turf, he ran back in about 10 yards to where Marsalis was and defiantly slammed it in the turf in front of Marsalis. The 2 tight ends are lined up as tight ends. Back goes Darrell to pass. He's looking for Smith, but instead goes down the middle. Chester, touchdown Raiders! Holy Toledo, what a great call! 19 yards and a Raider touchdown to make it 22-3. Chester had gotten free at the 5 and was all alone in the end zone 2 yards in. The Chargers now have a brilliant opportunity to put this game away. Here's Williams to the left, Garrison to the right, flanks right, Charlie Smith out to the left as a wingback, leaves only one back to block, that's Hubbard. Lamonica back, gets fine blocking, now he throws down the middle, Branch at the 20. Branch at the 18, tripped up, keeps going, reverses to the 15, he's at the 10, he dances down to the 9-yard line. First and goal to go Raiders. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go, and hang on to your hats. Branch is still in. He goes to the right, slotted inside Biletnikoff. 5 defensive backs in there. Lamonica gives to Smith, sending him to the left. He's got Upshaw in front. He's at the 5. He's at the 2. It's a touchdown Raiders! Charlie Smith from 9.5 yards out. Oakland has gone in front. Clarence Davis is in for Charlie Smith. He's a deep threat on pass reception. Back goes Stabler to pass, steps away from the rush. He's going to run up the left side. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown, Oakland Raiders! I'm sorry I've lost my voice. Kenny Stabler goes all the way, 30 yards.